Cluny and Taizé, experiencing old and new spirituality. I step into a building of unimaginable proportions and am deeply moved. It is only a small part of the former Abbey Church of Cluny in France. It's hard to imagine that this church was once larger than St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. Today, only a few remnants remain. The mighty monastery fell into decline over the course of history, and almost nothing remains of its former grandeur. Why do people build such gigantic structures? What is the point? What is the benefit? Just heating it alone would be nearly impossible. To make God's greatness visible, or to show off one's own greatness? Is it about faith or about power? Perhaps a mixture of all of them? I don't know the answer. What began as a vibrant movement gradually became a large institution, just as it did with the early Christians when it became the state religion. Administration, property, and the preservation of what had been achieved demanded more and more energy. The original fire slowly threatened to die out. Churches, political parties, companies, and many other organizations often undergo the same transformation. It all begins with an idea, a vision, or a calling. People and their needs are at the center. Later, structures, processes, and the preservation of the organization increasingly take center stage. The individual, the customer, becomes less and less significant. It is no longer the heart, the fire, or the values that are central, but rather secondary issues and processes. It is no longer love, but administration. Why is that? Perhaps wealth and power are among the greatest temptations for any community. Hierarchies become more central, new ideas are stifled, decisions slow down, and new things struggle to find a place. Just a few kilometers from Cluny, in 1944, amid the chaos of war, Roger Schutz founded a community that embodies the apparent opposite, Taizé. No monumental cathedrals. No splendor. Instead, simplicity, modesty. Perhaps that is precisely why Taizé offers new hope to so many people today. The community reminds us that spiritual strength does not come from grandeur, but from simplicity, authenticity, and a living relationship with God and with others. And that is exactly where tens of thousands of young people from all over the world make their pilgrimage year after year. Surprisingly, the numbers aren't decreasing, they're increasing. Even after more than 50 years, I can say, Taizé has lost none of its appeal. I've experienced it myself. Why is that? I believe it's because it doesn't appeal to the mind first, but to the heart. The prayers consist of simple, repetitive chants. Short words are sung over and over like a mantra, speaking directly to the heart. There's no need for long sermons. The music carries the message. And suddenly something happens. The soul grows still. The heart opens. Something within us begins to resonate. 3 times a day, everyone gathers for communal prayer. At the heart of it are minutes of complete silence, contemplation, meditation, or whatever you wish to call it. In this silence, I find peace. I listen to my inner voice. I discover something of God's glory, which does not dwell within mighty walls, but in the human heart. After evening prayer, brothers and sisters are available for conversation. Anyone who has questions, is carrying worries, or simply needs someone to listen will find a sympathetic ear. How comforting this is in a time when so many people feel lonely. Taizé embodies 2 fundamental attitudes that complement each other wonderfully: contemplation and commitment. The young people naturally pitch in, with cooking, cleaning, organizing, or tidying up. Everyone takes on responsibility. Community here is not preached, but lived. The brothers, too, are committed worldwide to peace, reconciliation, and helping people in need. Everywhere you go, you encounter friendliness, openness, and joy. People from a wide variety of nations, cultures, and faiths strike up conversations with one another. No one has to be perfect. Everyone is simply allowed to be there. Simplicity has remained to this day. The long lines for meals, the plain wooden benches, the simple accommodations, no luxury. And that is precisely why a richness emerges that money cannot buy. Here, the focus is on the person. Love. Community. People participate in the prayers with great sincerity and, at the same time, with a palpable joy. There is an atmosphere of peace, openness, and mutual respect. There, something of the Holy Spirit's quiet, loving work is present. Many people find a new path to their faith, to themselves, and to God there. How many friendships have been formed here? How many marriages have begun here? How many people have found new courage, new hope, and a new connection to their faith here? I am convinced, countless. Could Taizé be a model for the church of the future? I think so. Because here, people live out what many are seeking today. A spirituality that does not overwhelm. A church that listens. A community that brings people together. Meditation and contemplation are, of course, part of the spiritual life. So, too, is concrete commitment to others. The services are simple yet profound. The songs open the heart and soul to the Holy Spirit. A connection to nature and the preservation of creation are just as much a part of it as the commitment to peace and reconciliation. The community is open to people of all nations, cultures, and denominations. Monastic orders of brothers and sisters work closely together. The sisters lead discussion groups and serve as mentors, particularly for young people. Taizé moves with remarkable ease between tradition and modernity. Here, humanity's age-old longing for God is expressed in a language that even young people can understand. In many cities around the world, people meet regularly for Taizé's prayers and the well-known chants. Our dear Sophie was also deeply moved. The chants, in particular, touched her heart. You could see how much joy and peace she took away from the experience. Here are a few reflections from Taizé. We do not encounter God first in the noise of the world, but in the silence of our hearts. There we discover that we are loved, and from this certainty grow joy, hope, and the courage to build bridges instead of erecting walls. Those who allow themselves to be touched by this peace find meaning not only for themselves but also in serving others. In this way, community becomes a place where every person is welcome and where God's love can become visible. Perhaps that is precisely the secret of Taizé. From the quiet encounter with God springs the strength to make the world a brighter, more peaceful, and more humane place, one small step at a time.